about corned beef and cabbage. It's actually a really good budget meal, especially if you like those two things. I didn't really like it until I started making this recipe in particular. It is really, really easy. It literally only has 2 ingredients. You could add onion to it if you wanted to, or anything else really. But the only thing we use is corned beef, canned corned beef, and cabbage, and that's it. So first thing is you need to get your pan that you're going to use. You need to get some oil in it and get that heating up. The oil needs to be more than a couple of tablespoons. I would say like about 4 tablespoons of oil. And then you need to proceed with shredding your cabbage. And I just chop it up, you know, not super tiny like for coleslaw, but about just little bite-sized pieces. I've done it so much now I don't really think about it. And go ahead and put it over in your pan. Sometimes I have to, the cabbage is so big that I have to use 2 pans, and then once it cooks down, go ahead and just add it to the other pan. So you may, you know, have to do that. So I'm just gonna keep chopping this up, putting this in here. Right now we're using 1 head of cabbage and 2 cans of corned beef, and I'll show you what that looks like before I take it out of the can. But the only thing that you're focusing on in the beginning of this recipe is just getting the cabbage softened. I do not put the meat in until it's the right texture. Another key to this is do not walk away and just leave it cooking. You can for a couple minutes, but it will scorch. So, and you don't want the heat turned up too high, not at this moment anyway. You want it, you know, about a medium heat, but you don't want it to burn before you even get to finish the meal, you know, cooking the meal. So, and all this is going to cook down. And it's really easily adaptable. You can just put like 1 can of the corned beef in there if you wanted to. We like the extra protein. But I've also used, took 2 heads of cabbage and 2 cans. It's usually 1 can per head. And this is just 1 head, but I'm going to do 2 cans today just to have some extra protein. And then it's going to take a good while to cook down. Probably at least 20 minutes. Just depending on how high your heat is. And I've already got it cooking. You can't even hear it sizzling, so you know the pan's not really, really hot. And once I get everything going and it's cooked down and the meat's added, then that's when I turn my heat up. So, and then I have another little trick that I do about midway through to keep from adding so much oil. Okay, so let me show you this over here. Your cabbage looks just like this now. And what you're going to do is when it gets the initial cooking down phase, just a little bit, you're going to add just a little bit of water, like probably 1/8 of a cup. So it's like not even that much. And what you're doing is you're going to steam it the rest of the way instead of it, let me remove it from the hand. Instead of it frying or sauteing, you're going to steam it a little bit more because if not, your cabbage is going to be like really hard to bite through. And you want it tender. So that's that. We'll set that aside for a second because I want to show you this. Okay, this is the corned beef. You've probably seen it in the stores before. You could use the corned beef out of the meat department of the grocery store. We don't like the texture. It's like a weird texture. But you can do that. There's nothing, and it will. Now that is not going to make it an easy dish. It's not going to make it cheap. So just keep that in mind. These are anywhere from $2.50 a can to about $5 a can. Somewhere around in there. You do not have to use generic. You can use name brand. Whatever you want. I've tried all of them. These are just as good as anything else. Okay, so I don't know if you've ever seen a can like this. It comes with a key, but what you do is you find this tab on the can. You take the key off. You put the key in there. And you wrap it, but you do it in the opposite direction because you're wanting to open the can. And then so you do it in the opposite direction, turn the opposite direction, you just keep going around. And, take your time. Make sure it's even, that way it won't break. Now, that's happened to me before where this metal just breaks right off. Believe me, I got the corned beef out of the can. So, and you can still get it out. It's just going to be a little bit more tedious. Okay, so you come to the end here. It's going to look like that. And you just peel this up, just like that. Now, I would take it out of the can, and then I would chop it up, then I'd put it in there. You can do that. It's kind of hard to get out. So what I just do now is I take my fork, and I just kind of flake it off into the pan. And we're not like super, whatever about it. Try to make just bite-sized pieces. If it's smaller, it's fine. And as it cooks, it won't be so solid looking. So I had to end up separating my cabbage into 2 different pans. It was too much for me to have to stir. And so I'm going to put one of these in one pan and one of these in the other and cook it all together, cook it, and then I'm going to put it all together and serve it. It's just really easy, and I'll show you the end product as soon as I get finished. Okay, so this is the corned beef out of the can, and it is kind of like a mushiness, but you have to get it warmed up. Let me turn my heat back on. You got to get it warmed up, and now really the only thing you have left to do is get the cabbage and the corned beef to where the corned beef doesn't look like it just came out of the can, make it look a little cooked. What it'll do is it'll soften a little bit and look like, meat. And you're done. And you just add salt and pepper and you are finished. And that's all. It was literally some oil, some cabbage, and some corned beef from a can. You can add maybe a little bit of carrots, just a little bit, because you don't want the carrots overpowering, the corned beef or the cabbage. That's your main part of the meal. And you could possibly possibly add some onion. That would probably be good too. But my family's not crazy about all the onions, so I try to keep it at a minimum. And you could probably even put, like, if you didn't want to do actual onion, because some people don't like the texture, you could put onion powder, garlic powder, any of that. I just do this and salt and pepper, and that's it. And it's a meal. And you can, what I would advise you to do is if you do have any oil or water left over, because we do put a little bit of water in there to steam it, you probably need to drain that off right before you're ready to serve. But I didn't put that much water in there, and I really don't have that much in there to even drain off. And then my other pan, remember I told you I had to separate the pans, it didn't have any water left over. So all that cooked out. And that's corned beef and cabbage. And you can have this any time of the year because you can get both of these things in abundance all the time. Sometimes when I go to the meat department, I can't find a piece of corned beef. But this canned corned beef, you can get anywhere. And it's cheap. And you can feed a lot of people. And it's really filling, actually. Okay, I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'll plate it up. Okay, so here's the finished product. Corned beef and cabbage, and then we have some sliced tomatoes with it. Usually I'll pair up cornbread or something like that, but I didn't have time today to put that with it, but there it is. And this goes with anything. We've had tons of different meals where we put corned beef and cabbage with butter beans and cornbread and, you know, all that soul food or southern food. It's real easy and budget friendly. See y'all later.